How good is the RTX 2060 paired with a Ryzen 5 3600? In good old Fortnite, we're going to test that out in this video. Just to show you what we're talking about, we have the Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigabytes of RAM, running at 3200 mega transfers per second, and the RTX 2060, which only has 6 gigs of VRAM, which should not matter too much in Fortnite because we're mainly going to test at 1080p. We're going to run 2 tests, one in DX12 with all the settings and one in performance mode with all the settings to see which one will help us out most. All right, so right now we are rocking 1080p DX12. We're turning off NVIDIA DLSS, naturalized or nanite virtualized geometry. We're turning that off. Shadows off, global illumination, screen reflections, but everything else we're gonna rock on epic. We're gonna see how bad this is. So far, it's like 150-ish FPS. I may get beamed out of the air, but I don't think my 3D resolution. No, it's literally on 0. So let's bump that up to 100. So we're on true 1080p. Oh, we got like a peppermint of some kind. We did have a stutter early on, and you can expect that like your first game on Fortnite. Even sometimes with higher end systems, you may have like a stutter in the first minute or so of the game. We're rocking around 140-ish FPS, which I think that's pretty good. You can build a PC like this for like $450, $500 probably. If you were careful and, you know, found some good deals and stuff, I think you could definitely do that. I see some shooting up here. My FPS dropped a little bit again. While we're doing this, before we go fight this, let's drop down to just view distance on far, and we'll drop everything down to high and see what happens. See if we get a huge jump in FPS by just dropping to high settings. I haven't played a whole lot of Fortnite recently. All right, so that was definitely a bot. All right, that was also a bot. We're holding around like 130-ish FPS. Nice, Shooty McGee. 144-ish FPS, 1% lows. Could definitely be better. You can tell I haven't played very much because I'm getting total bot lobbies, but we can still see the FPS, which is the important part. And let's see what happens if we go full performance settings here. Best case scenario on DX12. We'll play the game out like this and just see what it's like. 1% low is not looking good. Keep dropping down to like 6 or so. Stinger 85. Y'all think that was a bot too? We're still rocking like 160-ish FPS. That's not too bad. You're talking about a PC you could easily build for $450-ish probably. The weapons on these things are crazy. That might not have been a bot, but he was bad. Still holding around at 160. I don't feel my FPS dropping anymore, but it's still doing that. So that's kind of weird, but I don't really feel it, you know? Makes me feel good when I put on bots. 160 or FPS, 1% lows, staying around 32. What if I look at the sky? How much FPS do I get? 200-ish. I will be interested to see how good performance mode is, because, you know, that's what most like pros say the input delay is better at, even though I personally like DX12 just because I get more FPS. Not opposed to performance mode. Still locked in that 160 though, which is nice. So 165 hertz monitor at 1080p, that'd be really solid. And if you've only played on like the original Xbox, or I mean even PS5 with the latency that you have with this. Oh, I know one more thing we can check. Let's also cap the FPS. Let's cap it at 165 because that's kind of where we're at. Let's see how that goes. Like, let's see how that affects our 1% lows. See if it keeps it above like 50, 60. There's only 20 people left. 1% lows are not helping much. They might be a little better. Dude, they lit me up. No! How? Oh my gosh. Oh well. I needed to try performance mode anyway, but that was a pretty fun game, even though they were mostly bots. I've ran into a real person and died. How embarrassing. We will now try performance mode and see how that does. So we'll have to restart the game and we'll be right back. We're now in 1080p performance mode. We'll just max out the view distance and the textures just for kicks and giggles to start with. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be Sigma, as the kids say. Please don't roast me for that in the comments. I'm working on a different camera setup too, because I don't like my camera being up there because I feel like there's too much space up here, and if I point it straight down, it's just a weird angle. Why there's so many people? Our FPS is looking like 160-ish in that range. 1% lows. It's definitely smooth to me anyway. I'm a boomer. I don't get to play that many games other than when I do these videos. We're interested in the future. Do we want to see 2 Fortnite games just to see if the 1% lows get better after we load in textures and things? Okay, here we go. Here's an auto shotgun. I see fighting. Let's go. You know what the FPS is here. Like, so. Oh, I've got it capped. That's why. Oh, I forgot to uncap it this whole time. I guess we'll stay on epic settings so we can see what it's like. Oh, now we're getting close to 200. Bots are us. Oh, my aim. Oh, they got a good gun. Oh, look, my FPS is way higher. I can't believe I sat there with it uncapped for that long. Let's turn this to low, and let's turn that to far. And you probably don't even really need the view distance on far, but just to be safe, that's what we're doing. Oh, this wasn't reloaded. No, oh my gosh, I wasn't reloaded. So dumb. All right, we're going to play one more game just to see if the 1% lows are better, so if you want to stick around for that, let's do it. All right, so we're going to try this one more time. We're going to go to whatever this place is. This might have been a bad idea. Let's see what our FPS is like. Our FPS and 1% lows are not really any better. All right, so we're still kind of sitting around the same FPS level that we were earlier. Not a whole lot of difference, sorry. Oh gosh, my FPS dropped down to freaking 98. What the heck? Sitting like 180-ish or so. I really thought it would be better. Definitely could have some better aim. I mean, if they're standing still, I can aim. You could definitely cap this. They say performance mode has lower 1% lows anyway. So if we cap this at 180, you know, we would probably see a pretty solid-ish FPS number. Still sitting around close to the same FPS, though, that we were. Even on DX12, we're not seeing a huge bump in anything. Just depends on where we're at on the map. Sometimes we get close to 200, but most of the time it's in that 180-ish mark. That's kind of where we tend to hover. All right. Oh gosh, Hawk Wrath. What a name. I forgot you took fall damage. Anyway, if you want to see this graphics card with a better CPU or see this same setup in different games, you can go click either of the videos.